Today we try to beat the shit out of the Marshall DSL 100H. The Marshall DSL amp series is very popular, and that is for a good reason, because in my opinion the DSL is something which is more or less the evolution of the JCM 800. Although it's a 2-channel amp and it's quite different than the original JCM 800, it has very convincing crunch tones like the JCM 800, and if you boost it with a pedal like I do now, or I did in the intro, you can get kick-ass high gain tones, lead tones, and yeah, also it has a clean channel, which is not important for me, but it has it. It has an effects loop, and yeah, I think the original DSL series was made in UK. This one I have is, I think, made in China or something, I don't know. It's called DSL 100H. It's a 100 watt amplifier with EL34s. You can switch it, I think, to 50 watt, but honestly I think it doesn't sound that good in the 50 watt mode, so I'm using the 100 mode currently. And it's kind of noisy if you boost it, so I will turn off the boost. And yeah, I will give you a quick overview. It has 2 channels. One is called Ultra and one is called Classic. It has a reverb with each channel has its own reverb knob. Then you have the power amp control, resonance, presence, which goes for both channels, I think. You have the equalization, bass, middle, treble, which goes also for both channels. And then you have the channel controls. In each channel you have a distinct gain and volume control, and also you have the ability to switch between or to select from 2 modes. The ultra gain channel, these modes are called lead 1 and lead 2, and in the clean or in the classic gain channel, as it is called, you can select clean or crunch mode. And yeah, I will show you the sound of the classic gain channel now, with the equalization, everything at noon, resonance and presence at noon. And yeah, let's switch to that channel. So currently we are in the clean mode, as you can hear. By the way, I'm playing my Schecter Banshee 6FR with EMG humbuckers, very beautiful guitar. And as you can hear, it stays clean. Gain is now at 10 o'clock. Let's see what will happen if we crank the gain. Well, it gets louder, but you don't get that much distortion. And yeah, I will show you now the effect of the equalization. So starting with bass. Middle. And treble. And yeah, it also has a tone shift control, where you can select maybe a different or another tone stack, as it says. If you engage it like I did now, you can hear it's more boost, more scooped. But to be honest, I don't like that setting at all, so I will leave it disengaged. The other mode in the classic gain channel is the crunch mode. It gets very loud if you switch from clean to crunch. So that is maybe one of the negative aspects. You cannot use both modes if you don't use an additional volume control, maybe in the effects loop, to level out. So I will reduce the volume, crank the gain. So, in my opinion, it's it's the famous Marshall crunch tone, like you can get from maybe the Plexi or also the JCM 800 in this channel. Let's check out how it sounds if you boost this. So. Let's see what the equalization, or which effect the equalization has here. And currently I'm playing through the Marshall 1960 with vintage 30 speakers, mic with an SM57. And the sound is not at bedroom level volume, but it's not that terribly loud now. So currently I have the volume here at 7 in this channel. But it's, it's a little bit harsh, so I will reduce the presence. Let's see what effect that has. And also it doesn't have that much bass, so I will also raise the resonance a little bit. Tone shift. And without the boost. And back to the clean. Yeah. I think this channel delivers really good crunch tones, which you can also boost with the pedal like I do now. By the way, the pedal I'm using is here the Harley Benton Vintage Overdrive, volume at max, drive at 0, and the tone is at 9 o'clock. And yeah, it's very easy to dial in a good tone here because the amp by itself with everything at noon sounds great. And yeah, let's check out the other channels, the other channel, starting with the lead 1, the one with the with less gain in the ultra gain channel. So as you can hear, it has a loud background noise. The boost pedal is disengaged now, and the gain is at 1 o'clock. Volume at 9 o'clock, yeah. And the equalization knobs are all at noon, except presence is at 10 o'clock and resonance at 1 o'clock. it's a little bit loud now. It sounds really harsh, like you may expect from JCM 800 with lots of presence frequencies. This sound is maybe very easy, or you can play legato lines very easily, maybe. But as soon as you raise the gain more, so now I'm at around 3 o'clock. It gets a little bit too scooped for me. So now in this, with this sound, I would raise the mids a little bit more. But it sounds good in my ears, still very usable. And let's set the gain back to 12 o'clock. Also the mids back to 12 o'clock and engage the boost pedal. I think if you use the boost pedal, you can reduce the gain a little bit more. To me, the Marshall amps, they sound a little bit harsh, and I tend to dial back the presence, which I already did. Now I dialed back the treble quite a lot to around 9 o'clock. Sounds very good to me. It's, yeah, definitely a sound which I would use live for leads and also for crunchy rhythms. Finally, let's switch to the lead 2 mode. So disengage the boost. This is lead 1. And I don't know if you can hear it, but the room starts to shake now because it has a much more bass frequencies. I raised the bass a little bit. It's around 1 o'clock now, so I will set it back to 12 o'clock. Set treble back to 12 o'clock. I think here also you don't need that much resonance, which is now at 1 o'clock. I will set it back to 12 o'clock. So we could dial back the treble a little bit. When playing leads, it tends to create some clipping in the distortion, in one of the distortion stages. I think that might be because the EMGs have a high output, but I like to use the boost pedal for leads and dial back the gain here. So let's try that. Yeah, it's also very good sounding to me. In my opinion, or my personal favorite setting is the lead 1 mode. So the mode with less gain, boosted with the pedal. And so we go back to that. And with this setting, I will leave it at that now and switch through the modes and channels to see if it works for the other channels too. So if that is the case, then we would have 4 sounds we could use without any other external gear. This is the lead 1, boosted with the pedal. Lead 2. Sounds good, but I think we could use the lead 2 then also without the pedal. Maybe it has too much bass, so I should set the resonance at 12 o'clock. And finally, the classic gain channel in the crunch mode without any boost. And with the boost pedal. As you can hear, it reacts very dynamically, so also with the boost pedal engaged. You can get almost light crunch tones or cleanish tones. You're strumming very light, and then you get the compression if you hit the strings very hard. Let's see the clean mode. Let's turn on the reverb. I must say the reverb doesn't do that much, and it's not sounding very good in my opinion. It's now at 1 o'clock, but I don't know if you can hear it. It's nothing that I would use live. But other than that, I think, yeah, the amp sounds really good. and yeah, it's not expensive. It's definitely my recommendation for someone who's looking for an amp which is very easy to use, which is flexible, especially if you use it with the 4-cable method. You can get thousands of sounds with these 4 modes, I think. Maybe not thousands, but enough for most live applications. If you need a more flexible Marshall amp, I can definitely recommend the Marshall JVM 410 down here, which I will show you in another video. It's also very good sounding an amp, which is very easy to dial in. It's more flexible than the DSL, but I think the DSL is by itself a very good sounding amp, usable, and of course it's not that expensive, at least here in Europe. Of course, the cap makes a huge difference. You need a very good cap to make a tube head sound good. And yeah, of course it fits with the Marshall caps, but I tried it out with other caps too, and yeah, it's definitely something which all amps in the world, it's definitely one of them. So please post your comments below and subscribe to my channel. See you soon. Bye.